Hello everyone and welcome to Team Fight with Ultra Galcon, and by the time you watch this video, I will be out of town, so there will be no videos within the next couple of days. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, then be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell so you won't miss out anything that I put on this channel. Everything is free, you don't need to pay, and by subscribing you make this channel grow and flourish even more, which makes me happy so I can create more content for you to watch. So, Team Fight, a game mode that I covered more than a year ago actually. And the last time I covered it, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was during the 6th anniversary update. And since then, Team Fight has come a long way to have its game mechanic change. And by change, I mean quite a bit of change, but the basic idea remains the same. And with this latest version, called Team Fight Boost, everything is more streamlined. And by streamlined, I mean it requires less luck in order to actually win anything. So yeah, I wanted to keep the narration part really short, because I've actually explained the Team Fight and how this particular game mode works in great detail in my Team Fight videos that I used to cover. So if you would like to see what the game fight actually looked like back in the day when this particular game mode was released into the game and the chaos that ensued, then you can check it out by clicking the link at the top right of the screen. And what do I think about this particular game mode, especially in the latest version? Well, I would argue that, well, at least in my opinion, your experience in this particular game mode may vary, but I would argue that in this version of Team Fight, this particular game mode strikes the perfect balance between chaos and luck and the skill and capability of each players. So you might have noticed that throughout this particular video, I grabbed the purple jellies that is spread throughout this game, and that is for the boost up part of this particular game mode. And the more you collect, the further your team will travel. Well, that's assuming that your team do not get frozen to death, that is. Oh yes, the most important thing, make sure you do not crash nor fall into the abyssal hole. Because that will affect your results like quite a lot. Obviously, by the time you watch this video, this particular game mode has been replaced by the Coffee Survival video, and I've actually did a video on that particular game mode. You can check it out by clicking the link at the end of this particular video. But the thing is though, I'm not the only one who tried to conquer this particular game mode. In fact, there is a guest, a famous guest in fact, so famous in fact that he doesn't need any introductions. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Gojek Vanes. Yes, do not adjust your hearing, do not adjust what you're seeing, the one and only Gojek Vanes. For those of you who stumble upon this channel and never play a single game of Cookie Run, you might be wondering, who is this guy and what made him really famous in the Cookie Run community, especially in the Cookie Run Oven Break? Well, here is a simple answer. Gojek Vanes wins the Grand Champions League, the highest level of competition in this game, 3 times, and 2 of those times he did it in a row, and currently he is the defending champion. That makes him one of, if not the greatest Cookie Run Oven Break player of all time. In fact, you can actually see how great he is by looking through Cookie Run's official YouTube channel, and some of those runs actually was done by him. And there are 3 videos, 2 of those are the run that made him the champions of the Cookie Run Oven Break, but then also there is another one that is my personal favorite, which is when he did the run with Pomegranate Cookie and the main character of this game and also this franchise, Ginger Brave. That is, I would say, one of the greatest run that I ever seen with my own eyes. And I've actually tried that stage, and that was the only time in the entire history of me playing this game that I literally rage quit, because that stage was absolutely brutal. Anyway, back to the video at hand. I was really fortunate enough for given the opportunity to run with him, and I would like to say thank you so much for the opportunity, because without this opportunity that you made, this video is basically impossible to make. Anyway, this will be my last Cookie Oven Break video, at least for a while. The next video of Cookie Oven Break is when I do the cookie trial on the newest cookie that recently got released on the official Cookie Oven Break YouTube channel. I have no idea what this cookie will be called. I will guess that because this cookie resembles Pocky, and the fact that we haven't heard news about a crossover between that sister and Pocky, I will say, in my opinion, and obviously this opinion might be aged like milk, this cookie will be called Pink Stick Cookie or something like that, because the fact that the girl is actually getting a drumstick, which is an instrumental that you need to play drum. Anyway, the next video I will be focusing on the Motorsport Manager videos that I have archived for the last couple of months, but I didn't have the time to edit that videos, and now finally I have the time to actually edit those videos. And speaking of upcoming videos, the videos on Cookie Run Tower of Adventures shall appear soon within the next, I don't know, 10 to 14 days, because obviously the game hasn't been released yet. It's now still on the pre-registration, and I will make sure that I cover that video as soon as I finally got my hands into playing that game. Anyway, that's it for the narration part of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Alsroy Galcon, signing it off, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time. Enjoy the rest of the video, everyone. Bye for now. And I do hope that you are being entertained, especially about this particular game mode, because this game mode is the most chaotic game mode that I have ever seen in my career as a cookie runner.